Jananim Sharadam Devi Ramakrishna Jagadgurum Padapadme Tayo Shritva Pranamami Muhurmuhu. Yesterday we were seeing a devotee asking a question: is renunciation absolutely essential for realizing God? Sri Ramakrishna says, no, you can realize God without renouncing everything. And what can be renounced? What need not be renounced is what doesn't harm us in any way in our life. That is, which helps our spiritual evolution. We can't renounce. If it goes off, now viveka, vairagya, love of God, service to humanity, all these things we cannot renounce. Krishna, we saw yesterday, Krishna clearly mentioning in Bhagavad Gita, yajna dana tapa karma natyajamiti, should never be renounced. What you do towards the divine, what you do towards humans, and what you have to do, your duty towards yourself for your evolution. So these three things you can never renounce. So like that, why should you renounce everything? You are all right as you are. The main thing is, how do we evolve spiritually, being in the world? There is no harm in being in the world, like being in the waters. If boat is there in water, there is no problem. If water is inside the boat, then it's difficult. World should not be inside. You can be in the world, but world should not be inside. Should we renounce the world? No. Why should you renounce the world? Other than God, what is there in the world ultimately? Mother herself has become the universe. Sri Ramakrishna again and again says, all this, the whole universe, the 24 cosmic principles with which this universe is made, consists of only Mother and Mother alone. Mother has become the 24 cosmic principles. Pancha Jnanendriya, Pancha Karmendriya, Pancha Prana, Buddhi, Manas, Pancha Bhutas, all this, whatever you see, this universe, all this is there, nothing but Mother. What will you renounce? Only what is to be renounced is ego. The ego shoots up from somewhere. When Jada and Chetana come together, suddenly ego comes out. Ego is not a part of creation, Srishti. It shoots up from somewhere. Evil is not a part of creation. Good and bad are parts of creation. Whenever one becomes two, there is positive and negative. Dharma and adharma go together. As long as dharma is there is bound to be adharma. They go parallel. When the adharma wants to take over the dharma, then the problem comes. Encroachment. Then problem comes. Let them be going like parallel, two railway tracks, two railway, lines. They go parallel. they never cross each other. Doesn't matter. But dharma will never try to conquer or encroach adharma. But adharma's nature is always to encroach the dharma, to destroy the dharma. This tendency, slowly dharma decreases and increases. Time to time. Then God has to incarnate again to set back the whole system. So this ego shoots up whenever the whole bodily existence, from body, behind the body is pranas, energy, behind the energy is senses, behind the senses mind, behind the mind is intellect. Whole from intellect to the whole bodily system, the entire layers, all layers belong to Prakriti nature, have nothing to do with the body or anything. There is Chaitanya, the spiritual existence, the presence of which is making this body alive. Mind can independently work only when you are conscious. If consciousness is not there, none of this can work independently. Nature makes it work for some time and then finishes it all. I must be there, the consciousness must be there, and everything becomes conscious. Mind becomes conscious, senses become conscious, just by the touch of consciousness. And consciousness doesn't participate into anything, nor instigate, nor take anything from anything, but gives an opportunity for everything, like space. Space gives room for everything, all things, fire, water, and everything is there in space. But fire cannot burn the space. Without space, fire cannot exist, nor water. Water cannot wet, nor the space is going to instigate fire to burn. At least air also, at least can give oxygen. Space doesn't participate at all, nor instigate. But it cannot, nothing can exist without space. How beautiful combination you see. So nirliptata, akashamiva nirlepa. Holy Mother is called akashamiva nirlepa. Absolutely unstained by all the, she takes up the human body, lives like all other people. Even old age, whatever old age, not very old, still death, everything is just like any normal human being, birth to death. But the most important part is untouched by the world, uninvolved in the world, how to remain. Like a lotus in the water, sustained by water, but untouched by the water. Water, sprinkle water, it rolls down like beads, untouched by. It cannot stain, water cannot stain it. Padma patra vivambasa, even patra, padma patra, it doesn't get wet. It lives in water, is sustained by water. If water is not there, it will die away. But water cannot stain. How to remain pure in this world, unstained by my own actions. No, nobody's action will bind me. Only my action alone will bind me. And whatever I do is with my ego. If anything done without ego never brings about karma. It is not cause of. Suppose you in sleep, so you kick someone. If somebody is sleeping, you are kicking in sleep. thinking it is motorcycle. We are accustomed to start the motorcycle. No? In sleep, he is dreaming, starting a motorcycle and kicks by somebody sleeping by the side. It never becomes karma. But when you are awake, if you kick someone, it definitely becomes karma. So that karma, just because ego is there, I am doer. Ego has kartritva, bhoktritva and jnatritva. Consciousness has Ichcha Shakti, Kriya Shakti, Jnana Shakti. Immediately you must understand. So this ego, kartritva is there. I am the doer. I am the enjoyer. I know. This has to be dissolved. As much the ego comes down, Revered Vinayakanandaji used to tell us, when we were still volunteers, he used to tell us, see, ego is all that problematic. If ego is not there, absolutely you will remain unstained in this world. Everywhere that ego alone, dissolve this ego in divine, offer it to the self. All the 4 yogas you see is how to destroy this little self to which I am clinging to. Bhakti yoga is self-surrender. Bhakti yoga is self-surrender. Jnana yoga is self-knowledge. Through self-knowledge I am destroying the self. In Bhakti yoga, through self-surrender I am destroying myself. In Karma yoga, through self-sacrifice. And in Raja yoga, through self-control, I am destroying myself. The little self has to be destroyed to know the real self, the Atman. So here we see how to get rid of this ego. Somehow this has to be. Then you will see that you are ever happy. The inner security, inner peace and inner bliss immediately manifests. The moment you are, there is no, the divinity, manifestation is divinity to the extent you are reducing your ego, so much divinity is manifesting. You are becoming more and more divine. Ego is what is resisting divine grace also. Sri Ramakrishna says, divine grace is always flowing like wind. Unfurl your mast and you see that your boat starts moving. God's grace is always flowing. But what resists it from reaching us is our ego. It is like rainwater. You are going with umbrella, apart from raincoat, to see that rain doesn't fall on you. Like that ego, the grace of God, you will see that grace of God doesn't reach you. You find yourself safe. Ego is what resists the divine grace also. So this ego is to be renounced. Kachami and Pakami, Thakur is to differentiate this Kachami from Pakami. The I, which is unripe, and the ripe I, which identifies with the divine. The Kachami, that is the unripe ego, is what associates with the bodily existence. I never think of myself as spirit, Ananda Swarupa. No, I think as myself body. There, wherever the ego starts presenting, immediately you must become alert. See, the thing is, what happens is, the situations, if I don't have ego, how will you manage the situations of life? How will you live in this world? So let that ego be a servant of God, that's all. Where do you see tremendous ego? The ego of faith. Tell Hanuman. His ego is Rama. You must see when he enters into Lanka, how he behaves. All independent decisions. Whom to kill, what not, how to put fire. Everything he does. I am Rama's child. I am Ramaduta. What do I lack? I can face any situation of my life. Nothing can harm me. That kind of faith. Wherever there is injustice, I am going to use my gada. He says, and he never moves his body or mind. He scratches his body if it is for himself. Whatever he changes his look, he sees here and there, he does anything, it is for the sake of Rama, not for himself. His life, existence is only for Rama. And he wanted to go with Rama. Rama says, be here as Chiranjeevi. As long as my name remains on this earth, you will be here. Helping those who call on me to be with them, to be of help to them. And leaves him alone and takes all the whole Ayodhya with him. So that ego doesn't harm. Ego given to God, ego surrendered to God, without leaving God, anchored in God. Whatever you do will not only become karma, but it will be the only cause of your evolution and reaching the perfection. It is possible. So, how to manage your ego, how to evolve, how to, this ego which is unripe ego is to be renounced. That ego. And ego always goes with intellect, buddhi. Buddhi and ego, they are jigri dost. They don't leave each other. And mind and chitta, manas and chitta, mind and memory, they go always together. Mana, buddhi, chitta, ahankara are the four aspects of mind. Mind stuff. Mind stuff has got four parts. Buddhi, manas, chitta and ahankara. Buddhi and ahankara always go together. Manas and chitta always go. Anything you see this book, immediately you understand it is book. From the memory, every moment, everything it tallies with the memory and understands. Senses are giving only information. That person is there. I am recognizing immediately that person as that person from my past memory. A cow I am understanding as cow because my mother taught me that is a cow. In early my life, I have associated with the word and object in my thought world. So I recognize. In memory it is there, and from there I recover. And when you go to some place, one new animal, when I was in forest I saw a new animal. It was looking like a horse, has the color of buffalo and face of a cow. It's called Nilgai. It is just like horse, in its structure. But face of a cow and color is little bluish like buffalo with horns. I thought, what is this animal? Then I asked someone when someone came next time. First time when I met with Ravi Maharaj, I saw this. And then they said it is Nilgai. It is there in this forest. Then we said, for the first time I am seeing, the moment I saw, the first time I am seeing this animal. Whole life mind has scanned from childhood. First time I am seeing. Moment, how fast it scans, you see. Whole memory. I have not seen from childhood any time. Doing it, whole thing scanned. Spot scanning. Moment you see an object, it doesn't browse, it need not go through. Every spot, so fast it happens. So this mind is always with chitta, old memories and thoughts, constantly in that vicious circle it will be moving about. Never to sit quietly, this mind, because of the memories. Can you link this to the divine? Mind has its always a nature to go outward like this, like spokes from a hub, how it goes outward. When the japa you start doing, call on, again repetition of the same, with the same thought, tadartha bhavana, artha and bhavana. Your heart is linked, artha means your mind, intellect is linked. Buddhi and hridaya, two important channels we have. Buddhi is nature's vehicle to reach God. Hridaya, love, is our own manifestation of the Atman. Love is manifestation of Atman. It is not something belonging like a mind, body, senses, mind, intellect and all. They belong to Prakriti. Love doesn't belong to Prakriti. It is manifestation of the Atman. It is as if you are flowing out. Love is something so precious. You are there as love always. And the moment you focus on any person or any object, it immediately closes its mouth and it stops dripping drop by drop. I want to love someone, little love comes out. That's all. Just like eye. It has aperture. The moment it sees light, it decreases. More light, it is still ting, ting, ting. Less light, it opens up. How it aperture closes and opens, you see. Like that, the moment you turn towards the world, aperture closes and little love flows out. When it becomes universal love, in floods it comes out. You are loving all without any differentiation. That is universal love. Then it flows out. When it is turned to the divine, it is turned to the source in full force and with fullness. And when you turn love towards any object in the world, you can never find fulfillment. Because the object is constantly changing. Come here, means no, I am other work. An object I love disappears. I love someone, last we have to part. Love remains always unfulfilled. Only fulfillment is possible with eternal, unchanging reality. When love is, because it is manifestation of the unchanging eternal, it can find, suppose I love a person seeing God in them, then it is complete, full bridge. It can flow fully and go. Shivajnane Jiva Seva. What a beautiful concept you see. So that way, the whole thing is how to transform yourself, how to manifest the inner divinity, how to become divine. How long will I hold on to myself and little ego, little bodily existence? Tomorrow, something happens to this body. What condition I will be, My kidney fails or something happens overnight. There will be nobody to ask also. You will be on the bed. Where is your ego? Old age comes. You cannot stand. I keep telling, do as many Sashtang pranams to Thakur as possible. A day will come you cannot even bend down. When I was in Belur Math, I used to see the old sadhus slowly walking. It is just from gate to here, from Arogya Bhavan to main Belur Math, where the old monks stay. It is almost gate to here. And they take 2 hours, some sadhus take 2 hours to reach that gate to here. Slowly they can move only this much. And somehow, every day with that kind of body, they go to the shrine to see Thakur. It is wonderful. But they do. But they cannot bow down anymore. They stand at the door. They can't climb the steps. They stand and look from outside, bow down like this. And another 2 hours they take to go back to their room, slowly dragging the body. So everybody, a day will come, you will not be able to do anything with this body. Such a body, you are preserving that ego, depending on this body. This mind, which is not going to be there in old age. Dementia begins even early. And you see hairs becoming white by grace of Godrej. Many hairs are still black in spite of whiteness inside. So this is how, where is that Shan? Tere jaise लाखों आए लाखों इस माटी ने खाए रहा न नाम निशान रे बंदे झूठी तेरी शान रे झूठी तेरी शान रे. On whom are you going to show your ego or greatness? Like dust, you will be swept away by the nature. So, the human body, rarest thing and the precious thing you have got, wholeheartedly leave all things of the world. Just attend to your duties, which are not avoidable. Offer it to God as your worship and keep moving towards the divine. Manifest your divinity. In everyone there will be Pashu Bhava, Manava Bhava and Daiva Bhava. Animalhood, humanhood and divinehood. We have to destroy the animalhood in us. Transcend the humanhood, go beyond the humanhood and manifest our inner divinity. This is the whole of sadhana. How the ego dissolves, you see, in the divinity. How that knowledge dawns. How that bliss and peace which we are searching lives after lives, running. We have to attain in this very life without missing it. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.